Hey family, how are you? Ooh. Okay, Jenenne Macklin here, transformational speaker, your wealth guide and catalyst. Sorry, had to get all dressed up to be able to go outside. Hi Claire, how are you? Crazy it is, Claire. I need the ClickFunnels login information when you get a minute. How are things in the Philippines? So, it's Monday, and we are on a continuous process of staying at home. I don't even know if we're on the third week or something, but the latest thing I heard today that I trust some of you heard as well is if you don't have to go to the grocery stores for the next 2 weeks, don't go. And it makes sense to me because there's so many people in the grocery stores, even though they're doing the 6 feet and they're having us distance ourselves. Once you get in the grocery store, then you have to jump up and down the aisles to try and keep that 6 feet distance. And that's probably the one place now still where people gather is to go to the grocery store, Costco, different places like that. So they're asking us as best we can to stay home and stay out of the grocery stores. So I don't know what it feels like to you, but it certainly is getting closer and closer and closer and closer to like, just stay home. Okay. I hope you know that part of this is the 5G installation that's happening on the planet, and that the energy of 5G is different than the energy of the 4G. So it's having its impact as well. But what I wanted to hop on here today with, and you won't like this, I'm telling you now, you won't like this. My grandmother told me to say it at 10 o'clock at night, so it wouldn't, I wouldn't have to deal with the repercussions of it, but I don't care. But I meditate. I meditate in the morning. I meditate throughout the day. When the sun shines, I'm outside in my backyard meditating and asking for guidance and direction, and just to stay centered in this process, because I'm not in fear. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. But what came to in meditation was the question that I asked you is, do you want to stand for life or not? Because we know the alternative to life is death. And what came to me is that this is really an issue. First of all, is that we're focusing out there on coronavirus again, outside of ourselves, instead of focusing inside. Any changes that are going to happen for us personally are going to happen inside. Nothing out there is going to make us change the way we do some of the things that we do. Part of what this is to me, more than anything else, is the issue of whether you want health, life, or whether you want death, misery, and uncomfortableness and high prices. Now, what do I mean? Oh, shucks, they're calling me to come in. You ready? Can I just come there? Okay, so what do you want for life? I was doing a recording.
That's the schedule for him to follow.
Okay.
Those are all the trays, okay?
These are all the trays?
All
okay,
the
my
trays.
dear.
Right.
You guys
And
take
now
good
he's
care.
Wearing the upper and lower.
Upper and lower. Be safe. And he's still changing them according to the days? Okay, thank you. So, do you want life? Sorry about that. Or do you want death? And I know most of you are like, well, nobody wants death. We don't want death. But listen, before you get all upset, every day we get to make choices. Right now we're making choices. Choices to stay inside. Choices to wear your mask. Choices to how you're going to navigate your family. And we're making choices in every single moment about our health based on what we choose to put in our mouth. Now, nobody else regulates that for us but us. And so all the focus is out there on, oh, the coronavirus. Oh my God, I might get the virus. Oh, this might happen. That might happen. But the coronavirus stands for a powerful choice that those of us who are left here on this planet, after this is over with, must make. And that choice is, are we going to be responsible for our health? That's the choice. This whole thing right now is about our health. Who's healthy? Who's strong? Who's not healthy? So do you want health, which to me is life. How do we have life without a great quality of health? And what will it take for us to be responsible for our health, to make the decisions for our health? Because this is a health crisis. And the end result of the health crisis is that people will die. But every single moment of every day, we get to choose what we're going to do regarding our health. And so often we complain about the pharmaceutical companies and they're just making money off the man and they're doing this. But you know what? If we were healthy, the pharmaceutical companies could make money off of us. For example, the last time I did my A1C, my numbers were high. And I heard someone say diabetes was a lifestyle disease. And I remember thinking, a lifestyle disease? Now, that was new for me because my uncle, my father's brother, had diabetes. They called it sugar when I was growing up. So that was like years ago. So that means years ago, diabetes has been around. But are we willing to change our eating habits to be healthy? And consciously or unconsciously, many people are saying, well, no, I'm going to eat what I want, drink what I want, give me more. I mean, the Big Macs that may have been that size are now this size. They've got burgers that have, it's just gross. I'm like, ham and bacon and cheese, all killer food. All killer food. And maybe when fast food started, it was a good idea, but it's not healthy. So are you willing to make the choices for your health? And it's just something I want you to think about. We didn't get here just by osmosis. We each made choices to be who we are, to live the lives that we've been living. And I believe we've been more unconscious than conscious in the process. And this is just the end result. Our staying home now for these 2 weeks allows us to get together with family members, get together with each other, and make a decision about will we choose to be healthy going forward. I've been in the stores, at least I used to, I don't go anymore, and I would always look at women who were buying fast food this and fast breakfast this, and I thought, that's one, a waste of your money, and two, it's not healthy. You can take money to buy eggs and buy beans and buy rice and hit a farmer's market if it's still open and buy all your vegetables, a lot less than you would pay in the store, and still eat healthy meals. So for me, as opposed to us looking out there, sitting, looking at the TV, looking at the news, oh my God, what's going to happen next? I would encourage you to take a moment and turn within and look at where you can be more responsible in your life. You can be more responsible for your health. You know you're supposed to exercise. How many excuses do you give yourself to let yourself off the hook? You know we don't need to be eating all this fast food. If they give us another story about McDonald's burgers lasting for years to deter us, we get the information, but we get to choose what we will and will not do. And so for me, at least that was in my meditation, it's about looking at your health and what are the choices we are willing to make going forward to be healthy. I mean, just think, we could shut the pharmaceutical companies down. I don't think they'll take me off Facebook for saying that. It's not like I'm saying impeach the president. We could shut them down. I mean, okay, so back to numbers. So my A1C, I think at that point was 6.3. And it was funny because I said to someone, I called him, I was so upset. I'm like, oh my God, my A1C is 6.3. And she's like, oh, that's no big deal. Mine was 7. And I was stunned. I didn't know it could go to 7. I didn't know it could go to 8. Heck, I didn't know it could go wherever mine was for that matter. And I thought it could be 7. I'm panicking over 6.3. Nobody's panicking. I refuse to pay the pharmaceutical the $500 a month plus that people are paying to stay healthy with diabetes. I'd rather shift to I can do making conscious decisions for myself and my family to eat better. Just one little thing at a time, which keeps the doctor away, keeps more money in my pocket, and it puts me in full control. I don't know about you, but I like being in control of my life. So I went to my doctor, right? She gave me a referral to some man who was going to start me on some holistic program. And I called him and he said, oh yeah, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And I thought to myself, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking pills. I'm not taking shots. I'm not doing any of that. So I went online and I looked for someone who resets your metabolic system, I guess, so that you can shift your numbers around diabetes. That program cost me $297. $297 for her to work with me and walk me through changing my diet, changing what I was eating, because I really didn't have an appetite. I did a lot of shakes, but they had sugar in them. Wasn't ever big on vegetables because I never was a big eater. She said, give me 3 months. So in 3 months, we moved from 6.3 to 5.8. That's where I am now. On my form from the doctors, it says 4.8 to 5.6 is the range. So 5.6 is what I'm shooting for. I'm at 5.8, but I was at 6.3. So you can't tell me you cannot fight diabetes without all the pills and the medication stuff that they're giving you. What it requires to fight diabetes and probably any of the other dis-ease, as I would say, or illnesses that some people are going through is a conscious choice to eat differently. A conscious choice to eat differently. I mean, I've got a close relative, young, under 30, struggling with it. And I'm like, do you realize you just have to eat differently? And he's struggling because it's $500 a month. And I thought you would rather pay $500 a month to take a shot and test your blood than $500 a month to eat differently. So get mad at me if you want to. I'm just saying, part of what's happening, in addition to the 5G that's being installed under the ground, I hope you notice that, is that this is a health crisis. And it's not just a health crisis because of the virus. It's a health crisis because I would say if humanity or the United States, we have not been responsible with this amazing vehicle of a body that we've been given. And we have not nurtured it, we have not loved it, and we have not taken care of it and fed it and exercised it and rested it. I know that doesn't make any sense, but still, the way that it needs. We haven't, and that's in our control. See, I want to talk to you about what's in your control. You control what you eat. And I know people say, well, I don't make that much money. What we do have is the issue. I mean, there's people in other countries that eat far less than we have. And they've got triple, double stacker burgers. I mean, the industry is creating it because people are buying it. So what happens if we stop buying it? See, that's the thing. When we think we don't have power, we don't have control, we have so much power and so much control, we just don't want to take the actions with it because we know it means that we have to change our lifestyle. We have to do the things that we don't want to do. How many times you give up on exercising? I don't feel like it. How many times you not drink your 8 glasses of water? I'll just have a soda instead. How many times are you eating food on the go because you didn't feel like the night before fixing your food? And this is just a small example. It was just something that came in my meditation. Like I said, my grandmother told me don't tell the people because they don't want to hear it. I know everybody wants a quick fix. You just want things to go back to the way they were. But the truth is they can't go back. You think we can honestly go back to what? What, in 3 months, everybody's going to go back to work. We're going to go eating the way we used to eat. The students are going to go back to school. No, there's no going back. What I need you to know is we're going forward. And this is what I want you to think about going forward is, do you want life? And what are you willing to do for that life? And what choices are you willing to make for the life you say you want and the life for your children? I mean, they've talked about children's obesity for years, and there's people still driving up to McDonald's and saying, oh, I don't have enough money. You know, when they started McDonald's and all that back in the day, I think it was in the 70s, it was a choice. It's like, okay, we can do this instead of. Now it's become the only option for some. You just go to McDonald's, pick up all the food, that's going to be dinner. Go to KFC, pick up all the food, that's going to be dinner. Go to Popeyes, pick up all the food, that's going to be dinner. But it's not healthy. It won't sustain you. It's not going to help those young children in building and developing their brain and all this up here. versus getting bags of rice and pasta and beans and wonderful, amazing seasonings and creating some healthy pot dishes like we grew up on when we were younger that will sustain you, that will save you money, that is healthy for you, and it puts you on track to be able to do so many amazing things in your life. So hopefully you'll come on tomorrow and see me. Leave your comments below, #replay, #let me know what you think. Is it a yes or a no? Do you want life? Do you want the quality of life that's actually available to us on this planet? But understand, my dear loves, beloved, you have the power to make the choice for what you want to see showing up in your life. No one is holding a gun to you saying you have to eat all the junk food in the world. No one is holding a gun up to you saying you have to buy all the clothes and wear the latest fads in the world because that's going to give you happiness. They're going to shut us down for 2 weeks and let's see how we find our happiness. Not shopping, not eating, not doing fast food. Let's see if happiness doesn't rise up because we're not so distracted out there. And that's the only thing about the coronavirus is everybody sitting in front of their TV. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? You've got a life to live in the midst of all this. You've got a life to live. You've got choices to make. You've got decisions to consider about how you want the next 5 or 10 years of your life to be. And I am more than willing to support those who are willing to say, yes, I want to make a shift with my money. Yes, I want to make a shift with my health. Yes, I want to make a shift in my relationship with myself or others. Use this time to make a list of the people that you don't like, that you're upset with, that you're holding a grudge against, and just write it all out and be willing to say, I release it. Because you know we hold all that stuff inside, right? And it shows up in our bellies. It shows up in our butts. It shows up in our cheeks. It shows up in rolls down here. That's where it goes. It doesn't just disappear. We just carry it. So these weeks that we're sitting still is a time for us to really reflect on how do we want to live? How do we really want the quality of our lives to be? Not blaming it on the man and the government. And don't tell me you don't have enough money. What are you doing with the money you do have? If you cut back on going out to dinner, if you cut back on fast food, if you cut back on whatever additional extra phones and extra TVs, and what do they say? We don't even need to have cable anymore. What would that do for your life going forward? If you cooked more meals at home, like we're having to do now, what would that mean for your life going forward? How much more money would you have? How much more healthier would you be in your living experience? Just something for you to think about. I don't know if I want Claire to put this everywhere for everybody to hear, but I'm going to go for it. But we have to accept responsibility for our lives. We must become more conscious in the choices that we are making. We have to be conscious about that and recognize that's our power. No, you can't control the leadership, that person who's in leadership, but you control your household. You control what your kids eat. You control what time to go to bed. You control what movies and TVs, what they look at and what they study and how they learn. We have plenty of control. You can control what you think. You can control what you feel. You can control how you behave. How much more control do you need? Quite frankly, I don't want to be in control of 7 billion people because that's how many people there are on the planet. But you do have control. It's just a matter of what are you making? What are the choices that you are making? And also recognizing it as control. Nobody's forcing chocolate cake and sweets and candy down your throat. Nobody's forcing that. It's an unconscious choice that you're often making. And now we're living with the ramifications of all the choices we have made on our level. Now, we won't even get to the politics and the choices that the leaders have made. But if we begin to make different choices, we will make them make different choices. They are just doing what they think we want. We're just glutton and we just want to look good and we just want to look like the movie stars and we want to dress like the movie stars. They're just programming everyone for that. But that's not true. That's not what we want. We want happiness. We want peace. We want a sense of fulfillment. We want to know that our children will be okay and safe, that they're getting a good education. And all of that requires that each of us make powerful choices. That we accept that we truly are the captains of our ship. We decide what will go inside of us. Read about what your body actually needs. Understand yourself some more and really see what all of the stuff that they've created. Because I know when McDonald's started in the 70s, it did not offer half the stuff it's offering now. They just come up with stuff and then we buy it and they come up with some more stuff. What would happen if we stopped buying it? What message will we send to the people who are creating all the junk that's not good for us if we became more conscious in our thinking about our health and life? Why is it okay to have heart disease and diabetes and this and that and just take a whole bunch of pills versus eating better, exercising, getting the sleep? One is simply easier than the other. One requires work. One requires that we're responsible to our goals and our dreams for ourselves and our family. The other one, America has found out people are more than willing to take pills. I know somebody that takes 12 pills a day and she's not on does not have AIDS or anything like that where they're taking more and more pills. 12 pills a day. And I'm like, you could change diabetes by just eating differently. I don't feel like it. And that's how we make our choices. And that's how we find ourselves in some of the situations we may be in today regarding health. Your doctors don't know everything. We get to be responsible. We've had this incredible internet. Now we're going to 5G to make the internet even faster for us to do the research, for us to do the studying, for us to be healthy beings on this planet. So that was my meditation. I told him, Precious. She told me to wait till Wednesday, like at 10 o'clock at night. But I figure I'll tell some people in the daytime and you guys will tell me, oh, shut up, Jenenne. That doesn't matter. I don't like it. Because I tell the truth as far as I can see it and know it. And what I know is we have responsibility. More importantly, we have power. Every choice and decision you make is your power. You just want to be clear about how come you're making it. What's it based on? Is it based on current beliefs? Or are there past beliefs? You have power through every single choice that you make. And I'm asking you to look at the choice that you're making for the quality of your health right now in this moment. Right now in this moment. What is it that this vehicle, because this body is really kind of like, think of it as a spacesuit, spacesuit is what we have to be on the planet. Like if you go to Mars, they need a suit up there. Or if we went to Saturn, there. Well, this is our suit, and this suit needs certain things. Not to be clogged up with artery clogging foods, but to be healthy so it can give you what you need. Did my car just turn itself off? So anyway, just something for you to think about. It's a choice for you to make because it's all a mindset. It's a mindset to be healthy. It's a mindset to think about what I'm putting in my body and how it's going to impact me, my mood, how it's going to impact me 5 years from now, 2 years from now, or 30 seconds from now. Those are choices. And one of the things you must know is your power in this world and on the planet is based on the choices you make. And when you look at one person's life and another person's life or one person's way of thinking or consciousness, it's simply you're making this kind of choice or you're making that choice. That's the only thing that separates us is the choices we make. So I'm looking at it as life. Do you want life or you want death? And I'm sure along the way in between there's miserable, there's uncomfortable, there's whatever. But it's a bottom line of choose life. Make the choices to make your life fulfilling and joyful. You get to do that. We all get to do that. The government doesn't choose or tell us what to do in our homes like in other countries. The government doesn't tell you what to cook per se, but they do tell us what's going to be healthy for us. They do tell us about vegetables. They do tell us about fruits. They didn't tell us anything about sugar-coated candy and sugar-coated cereal. That's our addiction to sugar. Maybe this is a time to get off sugar. I'm just saying, look at this a little bit different than out there focusing on coronavirus the whole entire time. Turn the TV off. Turn within. How healthy do you want to be? How healthy are you raising your children to be? They're watching you. What are you passing down to them? More McDonald's, more fast food? Are you passing down to their meals where you sit down and you have dinner together and they're eating food and there's leftovers for them to have for the next day? That's the other thing about fast food. Ain't none of it left over. So then you start the next day with a whole new meal. Something for you to think about. What's your choice? I've got my mask. I've got my gloves. I've got my mask. Not that I'll be coming out, but even when I go walking, and I may go walking in the rain, I wear it. I'm choosing health. And I trust that you're going to choose health for you too. And yes, right now, it's a tough decision because it requires discipline. It requires that you eat the food that's healthy for you while you're watching other people eat stuff. You're like, ooh, I used to eat that. I want to eat that. Remind yourself, but I want health. I choose life. I'll let God, life, and the universe choose death for me. I'm going to choose life, and I'm going to do everything I can in my possible. That's crazy. I'm going to do everything I can in my power to choose health and to live health. I'm going to get the sleep. My child, he went to bed last night, I think at 9:45 or 10 o'clock. I had to rush to hurry up and get in bed. I still didn't get until 10:30. I'm going to drink the water. I'm going to eat the vegetables, and I'm not a vegetable person, and I'm a picky eater. I've had problems eating since I was born. So I found ways to work around that. I have a smoothie in the morning. I fix one big meal with plenty of vegetables and food and meat and rice and beans or whatever. And then I have some more drink in the evening because I am not big on food. I don't have to eat food. So you have to find out what works for you. But I just want you to consciously ask yourself today, with every choice that you make, are you choosing health? Because we'll get through this. This too shall pass. A new normal will be set. And the question will still remain. Will you choose life? Because health is life. There's no other way to look at it. Health, we have our health, we have life. And from that, we can build our fulfillment, our joy, and our happiness. But when we're having a hard time breathing, when everything on our body is aching, when you can barely walk, when you put on so much weight that you can barely move, that's not life for me. And it may be for others, but that's not for me. So while this may not have ever crossed your mind during this time, please take some moments over these next few days to look at your house. Go look in your cabinets. Go look in your pantry and see what you have in there. Does your house, your kitchen, your pantry say health? Or does it say economy? Or does it say whatever I could get on sale? What does it say for you, for your family, and for your future? Okay, I'm good. I'm done. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to do, you probably won't want to hear it. I'm going to do an inspirational message this coming Sunday at 9 o'clock. I'll post it here. The message is simply, from fear to faith, the journey to living fearlessly. And that's what I'm holding a space for each of us as we go forward, is are you willing to live fearlessly? To face what you're afraid of. To face it, to walk through it to the other side. Okay? Hashtag give me replay. Let me know you've been here. Let me know what state you're in. Let me know what you think. And if you're going to choose health, you can put a number 1 for health, or you can just write below, I'm choosing health. I'm choosing life. And then let's get together and talk about what that's going to mean for you. What subtle shifts and changes can you make and stick to them so that you can move to health? I tell you, I changed my diet. I have not taken anything for diabetes. My numbers are 2 steps away from where I need to be. And then I challenged myself to even go down further. If I can do it, and for most of you, I'm probably a lot older than most of you, I know that you can do it. Is it going to take some time? Yes. Is it going to be maybe a little bit difficult than you used to? Yes, but that's life. Once you get to the other side and you're looking good and you're feeling good and your heart's not bothering you, you're not having to pay money for all those pills, oh, you're going to feel good and you will enjoy your life. See, that's part of why I won't be sick, because I'm not going to pay the pharmaceutical companies a whole bunch of money for taking a pill. Because first of all, I have a hard time swallowing. So they'd have to give me my pills in liquid. But I made that personal decision myself. So what personal decision are you willing to make for you over these next couple of weeks while we're down inside? Set some time to be still, set some time to meditate, set some time to be clear about the life you want to live. Let's start focus on going forward, not trying to go back and reset. That's not going to happen. Okay, that was a lot longer than usual. Take good care. Goodbye. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Claire.